I am loving my Lekato ST-01. Hey everybody, I'm Brant, and today I'm going to be taking a look at my Lekato ST-01. Just going a little bit deeper into the components on this guitar. We're going to take a look at some measurements and just generally how well this guitar is put together out of the box. So I am going to take off the strings and actually get under the hood. We're going to start by doing that. I've been having a lot of fun with this guitar. It's my new favorite. The frets on this, I was watching a video by Ted today on his new stretch kit. Congrats, Ted, on that kit. It is a fun one. Can't wait to see what you do for finishing, buddy. He was mentioning that the frets on his were rather scratchy out of the box. One thing I've noticed on this guitar, man, the frets, they don't look dingy at all. They look really good. But I've really been enjoying this guitar a lot. I don't know if it's the neck radius, which is 9.5. I will confirm that. But yeah, like I was saying, these frets are silky smooth. There are no sharp fret ends. They are the stainless steel, I'm going to say, nearly ball-end frets. There are some here, there is a little bit of wonkiness going on with the edge of the fingerboard. And let me see, where was it? This one right here. I don't know if you can tell the difference, how much further along that is than the other one. But all in all, not bad. Really big difference between this one and this one. You can see how much taller this one is than that one. But they're not sharp, and they are not scratchy, and they are shiny already. So we got a 9.5 radius gauge. Yeah. That seems to be, yep, 9.5. All right. Let's take some measurements, actually. Since I've got the strings off now, I'm going to take a look at the thickness on the first fret here. Let's see. Oh, we've got 21.46. At the first fret, let's see what we are at the 12th. And at the 12th, we are at 24.53. Let's take a look at these tuners. I'm just counting how many times I turn it a full turn until this gets back around here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 to 1 tuners on this. Finally. You should advertise that, Lekato. I don't think you did on your website or on your Amazon description that I saw. But there are a lot of guitars that I've received that are claiming to be 18 to 1, and they are not. So I would add that to your description. I'm going to check the resistance on these pickups. I did this before, not on camera, but I wanted to show you. So I'm in the bridge right now. So I've got 11.2 in the bridge. Second position, we've got 3.8. Middle position, 5.8. Fourth position, 2.9. And in the neck, 5.4. The pickups aren't bad. Could they use upgrading? Sure. But, you know, is it necessary? Well, I guess that's personal preference. Let me see what the nut is. I didn't measure the nut. 42 millimeter, 41.9 anyway. So I'm going to say that's 42. I'm going to take the neck off. Let's do that. All right, we got a hole there. Let's see. I mean, I was staying in there. Oh, a little bit of nibbage. I think I'm going to take that off. File that down on the ends here. Pretty clean neck pocket. Not seeing any, it's a little rough from paint, but I'm not seeing any unlevelness, no gouges. Yeah, let's continue taking these screws out and take a look at the, oops, it's not a screw, that's a pickup height. You ever do that? Does that happen to you? No screws in the back of these. Have to be mindful of that if I ever change tuners. Just making sure everything's I had one loose knob. The high E was loose on the tuner. Everything else tight. I'll check that nut. Let me check the truss rod actually. Let's see, is it a 4 mil? What is this? Nope, 4 mil. It does work. It's turning. You kind of get it where it's a little loose. There we go. All right, 4 mil truss rod. All right, moment of truth. Let's take a look at the jack plate first. That's regular old. Let me see if I can get you down in here a little better. Regular old jack. Nothing to write home about there. Little buffing compound in there. I think I'm going to, well, as of right now, I have no plans of getting rid of this guitar. I thought initially I might do a giveaway or something like that. Especially if this guitar turned out to be like the Sonic Cake. I wasn't planning on keeping this around. But after having seen it and played with it a bit, I'm going to be keeping it for a while anyway. I think I will be replacing that. And let's see, what will I possibly be replacing here? I'm going to guess everything. Oh, it's kind of tight. All right, so we are routed for humbuckers. That's very nice. Wasn't really paying attention to what you guys could see. Oh, it's very tight. So, regular box switch, small pots, green chiclet. I don't know if you can see all that. Ceramic pickups. Nothing written on the humbuckers or the pickups that I can see. Soldering job looks okay. pretty good. I mean, you know, nothing fancy, just plastic wires. Nothing too unexpected there. Let's get this back on. I gotta say, everything's screwed back in really nice. Sometimes I find that, you know, holes are drilled very well, or everything worked out great on this guitar. I'm just wiping it down with a little spray wipe. Wiping it down before I get the new strings on. There's a little bit of schmutz, so I don't know what it was on the pickups. I gotta tell you, I am so incredibly impressed. You know, when Lekato said they were sending me this guitar, let's just say my expectations were low. I expected this to be Donner Sonic Cake quality. I'm going to say the quality at this point, the quality on this, I'm going to, and I'm slightly worried I might upset some people, but my honest opinion, this guitar is as good, and for the neck, it's better than the first tees I got a couple years ago, which was my ST-01, which I don't have anymore. I actually got two of those, which I have neither of them anymore. And I gotta say, with the new teases, the prices, this is a competitor, and a pretty good one. A pretty dang good one at that. I'm gonna put this body off to the side for a second. I want to file the nibbage off here. That's much better. All right, so I want to check the fret levels on this guy. Now, I haven't been having any problem bending any of the frets, nothing. So I'm going to a slight rock there. Very slight. All right, so I did have a couple of very minor rocks. So right here on this one, and that was, let me make sure. Pretty much the whole fret. I want to be very careful. I do not want to mark up this board. And right there. Let me try this first. Let's see how that did. Slight. So I'm going to just, oh, these are stainless steel. This might be a little bit more involved. I'm going to call that good. That is close enough. And since I've done that, I'm just going to tape up just around those 2 frets and get off any tooling marks that I have. And I'll go over everything with some lizard spit. Just to make sure they're all shiny. While I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and swap out these string trees. I do not like this style string tree. So I will do that upgrade now. I have some barrel string trees here, but they are the black ones. So fine with that. It's a black guitar. I gotta say that that's pretty good for very minimal work. I had to file 2 frets. 2. And even then, I think I could have gotten away with not filing them. Again, I'm impressed. All right, let's get this neck in here. It was a pretty tight fit before. Man, there's no wiggle room at all in there. Just want to make sure it's all the way down. I feel really good about that. These screws are not dropping through the body. Might come back at some point and take a look at that, especially if we do upgrades on this guitar. I think that would be a good time. I wanted to measure the body thickness on this guitar. Yeah, 1.75 here. 1.75. So full thickness body. That is dang good, man. Now, let me get the strings on and I'll come back. All right. Strings are on, not tuned up. One thing I like to do after taking the neck off and getting the strings back on is I like to just loosen the neck a little bit. And you can hear it adjusting slightly. Well, I can, maybe you can't. And then I just tighten everything back up. Again, not cranking down on it, just hand tight. So we have tuned, we have checked the relief. Now I'm going to check the action. I saw a really interesting video that Ted did. Instead of trapping, indicating the P for pickup height. So after I do the action, I will take a look at that. Again, I like to do this in the player position. Pardon me, you can't see anything. Well, I'm a bit high. Not in a good way. We're at like 2. So I'm going to lower the action some. All right, a little back and forth. I've got the bass side action to 1.5 and the treble side 1.25. All right. So pickup height. So here for the bass side, I'm looking at 2.4 millimeters from the pole. I could tell already. Actually, I'm going to turn it this way. Holding the last fret down. Yeah, I need to go down a little bit. There we go. And 1.6 millimeters on the treble side is generally my rule of thumb. That's about right. So trapping, tune, relief, action, pickups. Now on to intonation. E needs to go back a little bit. Move forward a little bit. That's right on. Right on. Nice. All right. Last thing to check. Is the nut. There's a bit of gap. I'm not going to worry about filing it just yet, but I do know it's there. It seems to be just the low E. It's pretty bang on. I'm not going to worry about filing it right now. I let Lekato know, you know, I'd been in communication with them and everything. And I told them that the guitar was fantastic. I was really, really impressed with how well it was set up out of the box. And I told him, I said, you know, my only real complaints at this point, not even complaints, but just things I would have done differently, is change out the strap buttons and change out the string trees. So I figured I can at least do that now. I have spares. And put in some black. So we're getting started on a black guitar challenge. Oh, you know what I could do? That's not a bad idea. Should I do that? Let me do that. Hold on a second. How about that? No, I didn't have any black tips for the whammy bar. But I think a little contrast there with black knobs, pretty cool. We are on our way to blacking it out. Got new black strap buttons on there. These are the mushroom style buttons. And the black rolling string trees. That neck looks pretty good. Super nice, super nice. I flabbergasted. I just gotten that West Creek. That West Creek, oh, what was it called? The TT5, TTKS something. The John 5 copy. That West Creek was my new favorite guitar. Really like the way that one plays. I haven't had it that long. But I gotta say, after getting this, and I'm more of a Tele guy, I think, than a Strat guy, but I don't know if it's that 9.5 radius. I keep leaning towards this. That's what's the difference is, but this is my new favorite. This Lekato. I'm going to have to do something about that headstock logo. I think that's just a little Sorry, Lekato. I think that's just a little plain Jane for me. We might have to revisit that. Ooh, a black nut in here. I've got so many ideas for this guitar. What can I say? Not much to do on this sucker other than just personal preference kind of stuff. No major issues. Didn't have to shim the neck. The neck pocket feels great. Might have to replace these saddle screws, getting the action down to where I like it. They're not super sharp or anything, but they are poking up a bit. And the saddles, I don't know if you can tell. Maybe not with the knobs in the way. Maybe from this angle, you can tell they're not angled down too far. They're pretty level to get the action there. So I'm fine with that. I don't think I need a shim or anything. Just personal preference at this point. The tuners, I will say, since having had this and playing it for a while, these tuners are doing a pretty dang good job for just regular old tuners. Again, they are 18 to 1, so maybe they're not so plain Jane after all. But, man, killer guitar. Well done, Lekato. Well done. You guys did a great job. Can't say enough about this. If you have the opportunity and are looking for something for under 200 bucks, I think this is as good as you're going to get. Again, my opinion, but from what I've seen, I think that's I'm confident with that statement. Put it that way. Check out Lekato Guitars. Oh man, I can't wait till they come out with a telly. I'm going to email them right now and ask them, all right, when are you doing a telly? All right. Anyway, thanks again for joining me. Thanks again for watching. And as always, wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a fantastic day. Cheers.